Zillow marked Tampa 2022's hottest market. And that was very exciting for me because I decided I was going to move here 4 years ago. I actually moved here on the 1st of January of this year. I had a little sidetrack in life. I lived in Puerto Rico for about 3 years. It was fun to live on an island, but it's not where I wanted to be long term. After 3 years, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go back to where I left off and I'm going to move to Tampa, Florida and start investing. Welcome to another video by Lazyboots. In this video, I wanted to show you guys how I found Zillow's #1 market 4 years ago. So I want to show you guys something that I've shown some other investors I've been talking to. This spreadsheet I developed about 4 years ago, and I took into account all of these data points and about 40 cities. But how did I come up with these rankings? You can see the secret sauce over here. That column is what I'm using to rank these. And basically, it's just a mathematical combination of most of these data points. I didn't want to just move to the top one and say that was going to be it, right? Something I've seen with other investors on Bigger Pockets, for example, is people want a house hack in a good area or a good city. And so if you're going to live there, you have to enjoy living there. And I thought Miami would be a good place to invest in and to live. When I decided I wanted to go live there for a few months to try it out, I decided that it was not a place I would want to live. I decided Tampa was more my vibe. It's just I liked it more, to be honest. So Tampa was #2 in this list, but for me it was my #1. And this was 4 years ago. And again, Tampa became Zillow's hottest market this year. I love this bridge, by the way, and that view of downtown. I just love it. I love the vibes of the city and the water and the bridges, the Caribbean vibe, the palm trees, the humidity instead of the dry heat. There's a lot of reasons why, for me, Tampa makes sense. It doesn't make sense for everybody. So you want to do your due diligence on a good city and you want to find a good place to live. So for me, it lined up really nicely that Tampa would be a place I enjoyed because I came to visit and loved it. And it was at the top of the list. So there's plenty of other types of cities at the top of the list. There's probably one that fits your vibe. So how do you find one? I took that spreadsheet, and with that, I made Lazyboots. So Lazyboots is a website where you can enter in a list of cities and a list of criteria, and then it's going to spit out a list in order, ranked order, just like that spreadsheet. And it's not necessarily for cities that you would live in. You can use this just for doing research for your investments. So let's take a look real quick. On the left over here, we have the criteria. This is the same as the columns that I had on that spreadsheet. You can rank by house value, by rent values, by percent of bachelor's degrees in the area, by percent of vacancy, by percent employment or unemployment if you do low. You can rank by growth. We have these presets here too to make things easy. We're always adding more as well, so definitely stay tuned. Cheap high growth is one where we rank on the house value plus growth metrics. Low house value plus high growth could be a good place to get in early before that city appreciates. Price to rent ratio, this just compares the house value to the rent values. Young incoming workers, this is finding areas with low median age, low unemployment, and high population growth. Depending on what you're looking for and depending on your strategy, you can come in here and do whatever you want. You can type in whatever, select whatever criteria you want. And we're always adding more, and we're always open to suggestions. We're going to add crime soon. We are going to add school ratings soon. So whatever you guys want to give us feedback on, we're happy to hear it. I'm going to go with cheap high growth. I'm going to close that window. And now let's just type in some cities. I'm going to type in Tampa because that's where I am. And one by one, we're going to build out our list that we want to compare against. So let's say I just wanted to compare kind of East Coast cities. Orlando is another big one. Let's also type in Miami just while we're in Florida. Miami. I know Charleston is a big one. Charleston, South Carolina. I'm also going to add Charlotte. You can see the cities are getting ranked one by one as we add them in. So they immediately go into the list in their order based on how they rank according to these criteria on the left, which you can see. It's very customizable to whatever you're looking for, right? What if you wanted to find places that had declining house values but increasing population, because you thought, okay, well, if the house values are going down but the population's going up, then maybe that's going to make house values go up in the future, right? That could be a speculation, a guess, a hypothesis you make. And so if we change this to be low, then we're going to see this order of cities, and Orlando could be that top one. If I put this back to high, then it's going to move Orlando down to the bottom. But anyway, play with that. We can see here the cities that we've added. So we've got Charlotte, Charleston, Orlando. We've got several cities. You can add however many you like. And basically, it's going to spit out that ranking. It's essentially what that spreadsheet was. And so it was with this that I found Tampa 4 years ago. Personally, I just liked the vibe of Tampa rather than these other places. And this isn't the same list, right? This list we have of criteria above me here, that's not the same list as I had on the spreadsheet. So I'm not surprised Tampa's at the bottom. Tampa, so it just hasn't been growing as much as these other cities. But if we wanted to dive a little deeper into Tampa itself, there's two things we can do. One, we can click on this chart icon, and that's going to bring out the historical data of Tampa, of whatever city you clicked on. So here we can see we've got supply and demand, we've got value divergence, and we can see over time that it's just been going up for Tampa. And here's the cool thing about at least this chart for Tampa is look at this right here. In 0809, it didn't really go down. It stayed flat as far as population goes. So it didn't really, people didn't leave. The house values, yes, those fluctuated a lot, and they didn't come back until 2016 did they reach their peak. So that's about 8 years. There are other cities for sure where this dip does not exist. It's kind of cool to see, to be honest. So your next investment might want to be in one of those places. And that's the gist of it, guys. So you can compare cities just like I did on that spreadsheet using Lazyboots. But the best part is that you can get even more granular. First of all, you could compare states if you wanted to. You can start at that level and then zoom in. And then you can compare cities like we just did. But then you can go into neighborhoods. And if I wanted to go to Tampa, I can choose whatever criteria I want. I could do the same thing here, cheap, high growth. And then I'm just going to select a 5-mile radius from this kind of center point of Tampa. And that same algorithm is going to be applied. And guys, this is something you're not going to get on a spreadsheet. I'll tell you right now. I wanted to build this as I was looking for my house and for my next properties. Right? These could be areas that that are going to be worth taking a look at and worth considering if you're looking for your next place. Now, this is just Tampa, Florida. You know, there's Lakeland, there's Orlando, there's the entire U.S., guys. You can use Lazyboots anywhere you like. So check it out. I hope you like it. Please like this video, subscribe, drop some comments below. Hit me up if you want a free trial of Lazyboots. And I can't wait to see you guys using this and starting to make some investment decisions using Lazyboots, because I think it's a very powerful tool. And it really does just speed up the process, guys, for doing some market analysis and getting some really basic location intelligence information in a matter of seconds. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope that story of how I found Tampa and how I made Lazyboots gives you the idea behind it and how powerful it really is. Because Tampa's #1 this year. It could be another city next year. And so see if you can find it first. All right, guys. Good luck out there. Take care.